Signore e signori,
dichiaro aperta la celebrazione Giochi Olimpici Invernali.
Si sta avvicinando allo stadio.
Forza, forza! Dai, 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 dai! Dal record della pista! Record della pista! Prima!
Buongiorno and welcome to Keep the Flame Alive's Day 12 coverage of the Milano Cortina 2026 Winter Olympic Games. I am your host, Jill Jaracz, coming to you from Shukflistan House, joined as always by my lovely co-host, Alison Brown. Alison, ciao, como stai?
I'm very excited about this What We Forgot piece because the note you wrote has me intrigued. So let's get right to that.
Well, when I went to the main press center to get my travel sorted out, which follow up to that, the hockey venue had a big sign on how to get to and from Verona. So I'm very happy that that was there and not surprised that it was not at the travel desk. Let's be honest.
But I did want to tell you on that note that I did see the sign for the games desk at Centrale Station.
Oh, well, that's good. Okay.
So I can point you in the somewhat correct direction.
That's what I like to hear. But the thing, when I got to the main press center, I wanted to poke my head in the store, which was pretty ransacked, although we have now had intel that there are mascots going to be available.
I know. I saw that.
And then my body was like, you got to eat right now. So I went up to the little cafe and got a pressed sandwich, which was okay. You know, it was not bad. And then after I paid for everything, then I noticed the gelato cart.
Yes.
And then I looked at the gelato flavors, and they have a Milano Cortina flavor.
Oh,
yes.
So this is a special.
Yes, gelato Milano Cortina. It is mascarpone ice cream with saffron, with raspberry sauce, and biscuit crumble.
That sounds awful.
It was delightful.
Oh,
I enjoyed
really?
it. Yeah. Well, I mean, the saffron, I didn't really taste the saffron.
Oh,
you don't really notice it. I noticed berry, and I noticed like the creaminess of the mascarpone.
Okay.
And little tiny crumble from the little tiny crunch from the biscuit.
See, that does sound lovely, but they got me with the saffron.
Mm-hmm. I was worried about that too. Although my taste buds are probably shot, so don't trust me.
Because I'll probably be headed to the MPC not tomorrow. I think Friday morning was my MPC going to a press conference.
Oh, is that Kirsty Coventry's press conference?
I think so.
Okay.
Maybe that's Saturday morning. It's one of the mornings on one of the days that isn't today. That's what I know.
And it wasn't yesterday.
That's right.
Because it wasn't on the list of what we forgot. Okay, you have forgotten something for once. Thank goodness.
I did, because yesterday on the ride home back from the short program, ran into Lee Kiefer and Garrick Meinhardt on the train.
Oh, that is awesome.
But I didn't bother them because they looked a little huddled. But to myself, I was like, hi, Lee and Garrick. I'll see you soon. Very
nice, very nice. I ran into somebody from Olympian on the metro platform last night. That was fun.
Yes.
And we'll get to my time at Airbnb Casa Airbnb. There were people on the Where Are We From wall that I knew from Olympian. Pam's picture was on there, and then another couple from Olympian that I recognized. It was kind of fun.
It's like, I know you and I know you.
Yeah.
And you're like, Pam, does that mean you're renting out your house for LA?
Don't know. We'll find out. We have a little bit of a follow-up file. We got this email that Bormio had an opening ceremony for ski mountaineering at their fan site in the town center.
Why?
I don't know. They are so gung-ho over the ski-mo. Gung-ho over ski-mo in Bormio. When I was at Bormio and I went into the tourist office to try to figure out where the fan site was, they had little like stand-em-up display cards for like these ski mountaineers, which I took one, and we now have it displayed in Shukflistan House.
Yes, we do.
But they had a little music. They had a presentation of the competitions, a parade of flags. They had presentation of the athletes, and it's like, why did ski mountaineering just get all of that?
I guess ski mountaineering is very special.
Yeah, and they really want it to have a good first time. Or maybe first and only time. Who knows?
I know, it's true. All the new sports are always on the chopping block after the first outing.
We'll see. And I got to tell you, this is a not follow-up file, but I had wanted to go to Bormio tomorrow.
Yes.
Because that is the long day of skimo with the men's and the women's. But it starts at like 9 a.m. And we have had alert after alert of it will be snowy. It will be, we've had to fix the avalanche potential sites. And I realize that a lot more snow is in Livigno, but it is going to snow in Bormio.
Yes.
And that will make it longer because traffic will be slower.
Yes.
And I don't think I could get up any earlier.
You couldn't possibly get an earlier train. There isn't an earlier train.
Well, I think the first one is like at 4:50. But then I realized you're also dealing with the night bus to get to the train station because the metros aren't running yet.
And the night buses are a little disconcerting, to be honest.
It's a night bus.
Exactly.
Oh, see, I mean, like, I don't know. It's just a bus that runs at night. And I realize that there are a lot of people on it. And you get different buses at night. I mean, I have been on buses where in Chicago that have been really late and somebody has started singing and the bus driver went, "No, we are not doing that here." And,
see, but that happens on the night bus.
Yeah, but that's the fun of the night bus.
You say
anyway,
fun.
But, yeah. But anyway, I don't need to find the night bus because I'm not going to go to Bormio for skimo this time. The relays are over the weekend because I'm slowly letting Cortina slip through my fingers as much as I want to go. And they start at like 1 something. That is a lot more doable.
It is a lot less skimo.
It is a lot less skimo. And I'm really worried that you go up there and you're like at a competition for a half an hour.
But that's okay.
You know why? What else gets me is that the transport app tells you when you arrive, but doesn't tell you when you leave.
Yeah.
The schedule that we have in our big system, not that I could go find the schedule that you bought tickets off of, but the schedule in our system tells us when stuff starts. It doesn't tell us when it ends. And that is driving me absolutely bonkers.
Well, it'll be a surprise. Surprise, skimo.
Yeah, but I still want to know. Am I in for like 20 minutes of skimo or am I in for, and it's not going to be 2 hours, I can tell you that.
No, it's not. It's a fast race.
A skimo baby on the feed. What officiating or volunteer job would you like to do?
So you were at hockey this evening, and I don't know if they did it at this game, but that a game that I was at earlier, part of the power break was actually wiping down the glass.
Yes, we have seen this person.
I am big on the glass wiper. I want her job.
There you go. I cannot believe how efficient the getting out of Santagiulia is.
Really?
Oh my gosh. I was out of there in no time. First off, I could run down the media stairs.
Yes.
But they have that so well done. They now have stop and go signs. And I would like to be a stop and go sign holder. Because what they do is you
explain this.
You go out and there's a couple of different exits and I just go out the straight one. There's one to the right that would probably be a longer walk. But you go straight and you're just kind of going into a channel, basically. A corridor, mob full of people. They have now blocked off one side for limited mobility. So those people have a little bit more free access to move around and not get jostled, which that's good. And then they let people in to get on the buses. When the buses are full or looking like they're full, they stop the channel from moving. And we sit and wait until another round of buses comes, and then they flip the sign and say, go, and you proceed calmly to a bus. Like I don't know if there's people directing, but they're like, just keep going, just keep going. And I was on the bus in like no time.
Wow.
And the ride was not bad. The ride is not bad.
No, it's not very long.
Getting off is not bad. We've all figured out how to walk. Well,
most people have figured out how to walk appropriately.
Some people did not. There's a little stair in one little area, just kind of on the patio, and people are tripping on it. That's pretty bad. But
especially at night.
The worst part was waiting for the 2 metros that I had to take. It was great. I mean, they've really well-oiled machine on that Santagiulia shuttle. Very good job. You had a big day today. I'm dying to hear all about your trip.
So I went up to Valtellina, which you did last week, but mine was a slightly different trip. The first stop was the Palazzo Malquieta, which was a 18th century house. Calling it a palace was grander than it is, but it is incredibly grand because all of the walls and ceilings have Trompe l'oeil painting.
Oh, nice.
So beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And the whole first floor has been restored and the second floor hasn't. So there was somebody living there until 1979.
Okay, my palazzo also had somebody living there for a very long time.
And I don't know how they lived there because the first floor has no heat.
Bundle? Did the fireplaces work?
There's only one fireplace downstairs.
Maybe they just got portable heaters.
I don't know what was happening there, but we did see the 1970s kitchen, which actually looked like a 19.
Please tell me you took pictures.
I did not take pictures of the kitchen, simply because I was very worried about my phone battery.
Oh,
it was going fast.
Oh,
so
no.
yes,
was it cold?
It was very cold. So it was going a little faster than I appreciated at that early in the day. So I did not. But the kitchen was actually something more like something out of the 1920s.
Oh my God.
It didn't look 70s at all. It looked much, much older than that.
Wow.
So that was the beautiful. And we walked through the very old town of Morbegno, where the church is from like the 1300s and the main cathedral's from the 1600s. We went to a shop that has been in a family for 4 generations, and we went down to the cheese cellar, and we went down to the wine cellar. And there's a particular kind of cheese there called Beto.
Yes, it's good.
You can only get it from this one region because it's where they bring the cows in the summer, only in the summer. And they can age it for up to 10 years. Wild. So he's like, oh yeah, this wheel is from 2017 and this one's from 2019.
Did you get to try different ages?
We did get to try different ages.
Could you tell a difference?
Oh, you could definitely tell a difference.
Oh, really?
Yes.
What's the difference?
The creamy, the dryness level, creamy versus creaminess. So the younger cheese was much creamier and the older cheese was much drier and also much more pungent, a much stronger flavor the longer that it aged. And then we had matching wines, which also were aged different amounts. Also Valtellina nice. Wine. So we had a gentle wine and a stronger wine and then the crazy strong wine.
I'm glad I had the late hockey game to let you cool off.
Yes, because not only did we have that, then we had lunch, which also had 3 wines. I did not drink all of these wines. Each course had a wine with it.
Wow.
And we had special Valtellina specialties, which were buckwheat pasta.
Okay.
With cabbage and potato and butter, of course, which was amazing. And then this stew-like dish also had potatoes, also had cheese, also had butter, also had some vegetables mixed in, and little buckwheat pancakes to go with that.
Ooh.
So there was a lot of buckwheat and a lot of potato. So that seems to be a big base. So their pasta doesn't taste like what you would think of as pasta. It tastes buckwheat, which gives it a totally different texture. And it's really good. But it definitely sticks to your ribs. This was mountain food. But here's the highlight. They took us to, I want to get the name right, Ponte nel Cielo, which is Bridge in the Sky, which is the highest Tibetan-style suspension bridge in all of Europe. Don't ask me how high it is because I didn't look down.
But I appreciate the fact that you're calling this the highlight because you have been frightened of this bridge.
I have been frightened of this bridge. I walked across the bridge and I walked back across the bridge.
Very nice.
Yes. And on the other side of the bridge, they gave us more wine. This was hot mulled spiced
cool.
wine
Nice.
that the man who lives on the other side of the bridge, and it's kind of the caretaker for these buildings, who lives there with Musa, the sheepdog.
Okay.
Or
Very nice.
sheep-ish, shepherd-y. I don't know what kind of dog, but she was a dog that wanted love from everyone and you needed to pay the scratch tax for this dog, which I completely appreciated. So he made us wine and kind of like a fruit cake. Again, one of these specialties in the Valtellina Valley, where it was dried fruit and nuts in this dense fruit cake, which was delicious with the mulled wine. Now, again, did not drink my entire portion because I had to walk back across that suspension bridge.
Well, it would have given you courage.
And then they wanted to stop and take pictures of everyone on the bridge. I said, no, thank you. I will remember this. I'm just going to keep walking. So I took the group photo that was taken with a drone.
Oh, my gosh.
So I'll publish that when I get it tomorrow. I'll share that with everybody on the Facebook group. But I did not stick around for the individual shots. I just said, I'm going to keep walking across this bridge. Don't make me stand here. The bridge is moving. It sways, it bounces.
That's good. That's a good step.
And this was the funniest part for me. I get across the bridge. I'm having my mulled wine and I hear someone talking and I say, I know that accent. Where are you from? New Jersey.
Oh my gosh.
I am in the middle of the Valtellina Valley across the highest suspension bridge in all of Europe. And I just run into some guy from Jersey. So Chase and Alessandro, my new friends from New Jersey, pop up. And that was the wildest moment of the day where I was just like, how did I come halfway around the world and just, run into tri-state area friends? But it was a lot of food and a lot of wine. Oh my goodness. If I had drunk all of the wine that was offered to me, I would still be a blathering idiot, more so than I am. But I did have more people tell me they thought they knew me. I had 2 more people say, I've met you before, haven't I? No, I no. So apparently there's like 497 of me, and one in every country around the world.
You never know. They could be listeners of the podcast.
Well, hello, doppelgangers.
But Valtellina is really lovely. Was it snowy there or was it just cold?
It was cold. It wasn't snowy. There was some snow on the ground, and certainly where we were for the bridge, there was snow on the ground, but it wasn't snowy.
Okay.
It was just very high up a twisty mountain road that we had to drive, where Tilde, who is such a lovely host,
Isn't she?
Offered us plastic bags if we needed them.
Wow.
That's how windy this road was. Wow. But thankfully, nobody needed to take her up on the offer.
But lovely trip. Thank you, Valtellina.
Oh, very much. And here's the best part. Free bottle of wine as a gift.
Very nice. What kind?
Valtellina wine.
Oh,
I don't know. It's something special and local.
I did a lot of hospitality today.
You were a cultural moment
yes.
onto yourself.
Yes. So I went, hello, Jason from Casa Airbnb. He invited us in. Both you went earlier. I went today. This is right up there with Korea. I think these 2 are the best houses I've been in so far.
Oh, Casa Airbnb is fantastic.
It's unbelievable how much effort they've put in for a free experience. That's the really great thing. And you get, like you said, I had a pistachio cream croissant.
Which looked lovely.
Pineapple juice. wandered around. And I will say hospitality houses are more fun when you have at least one other person to be there with, unless people are up and talking. But I was hanging out with Jason for a while, and he was showing me around and telling me all about what Airbnb is really trying to figure out with their top partnership, because I don't know how much like guidelines they get from the IOC, except for maybe don't do this. But don't
embarrass us.
Well, I mean, like, it's hard because every other sponsorship you get advertising on the field of play, and this is not that. And so you got to figure out what to do. But by golly, did they lean hard into creating an experience and hanging out with people. And he was telling me he got to run with the torch. He got to do the torch relay.
Nice.
And they had so many spots because they're a top sponsor. So they had hosts. Wait, it was either this one or in Paris. One of them. They've had hosts that they selected saying, thank you for being a host. Have a torch run.
Why not?
Us. And beautiful space. Like you said, multiple buildings, a fire pit, a little curling station. They had little air hockey. They have multiple TVs with multiple feeds. You can get a tote bag that's screen pressed right there.
It's very funny you say that, because on the day that I was there, the woman was not giving people tote bags. Really? She was being very reserved with her giving of the tote bags with the
wow,
with the photo press.
I have a tote bag, and I made a little pin. You could sit down and color a pin. That was really cool. I traded pins with two little kids.
Oh, nice.
This was their first trade. They just like discovered trading, so it was like, okay, let me, you need a trade. Put my, they'll take a Polaroid of you, and then you put your picture on a little card and write a little note, and they tack it up to where you're from. So the world map is just full of photos, and it's just such a cool experience. The music was great. It was just a really cool vibe, beautiful aesthetics. It was such a good hangout.
We might have to go back again before we're done for the week. Maybe we'll do that Friday morning.
Then I went to Casa Slovakia, which is, I would say this is more along the lines of Casa Brazil, where it's, a small team. And they have a beautiful location with like this, the interior roof is along the lines of the Grand Palais. It's got the light can come in and kind of stuff up there. It's
nice.
Just a gorgeous, gorgeous space. They've got a little virtual reality game. You could take a little Olympics quiz. They've got some stuff about their Olympics. Let me find this while I talk. But the big thing was a big screen, and we're watching the hockey game because they're playing, which was fun because they scored a goal while I was there.
Oh, that must have been a party.
Great. That was really fun. They had a bar, and all the beer was like 11% or higher. So there was no beer. But then after I got some meat sausage snack
of some kind.
Yes. And then as I'm eating it, I see there's a little restaurant to the side. So that was kind of a bummer because I wasn't going to do both of those. And they were showing a screening of a new movie tonight. Yeah. So in Czech about some kind of champion. But it was really, really cool. If you're Czech, I'm sorry. I'm trying to figure out how to go back. They were showing a movie of a screening, and they were going to show an advanced screening of a movie about some champion, some Slovak thing. I did take a picture of the tourism slogan, which is "Travel to Slovakia, good idea."
It is a good idea.
It's near, Slovakia is near and full of surprises. So maybe consider traveling. But it was a nice little place for people to hang out who were Slovak. I got a little flag. I got the little, it's like a
fan.
It looks like a folded fan, but you're supposed to, it's a little clapper.
Oh, okay. I thought
So
you were
you don't
supposed to hit me with it.
No, I hit you. You hit it on yourself, and it makes more noise so that you can cheer louder for Slovakia. And I did not take, but I saw them, and I think they were up for grabs. The little makeup for your cheeks.
Oh, nice.
And the red, white, and blue. So that was cool. I didn't stay there very long because it was obviously a house for
the fans.
Then
you went to Casa Corona?
I went to Casa Corona because it was in the neighborhood and I saw it. Casa Corona is a pop-up restaurant.
Gotcha.
It was cool looking, but it was basically a pop-up restaurant. No great shakes there. Then I went over to Clubhouse. Well, I came home and did laundry because having a laundry situation where all I got is pants that are too warm for walking outside in Milan. And then I went to Clubhouse 26.
And did you go to both Clubhouse 26s?
I started in the museum.
Yes.
And because it's two buildings that are on each side of the Arco della Pace. And they used to be the tax collection buildings for when people had to travel through there. And so they're kind of big, lofty, grand spaces, but not super big. The first building is a now museum of Olympic stuff.
All borrowed from Lausanne.
Yes, all carefully curated. It's pretty nice. It's kind of fun to walk through a little bit and you see
all the medals.
All the medals. You see some posters. You see some artifacts and a lot of pictures and things like that. You can take a picture with mascot. You can take a picture with the rings.
You can take a picture in an ice cube.
You can take a picture in the ice cube. Sort of. I almost knocked stuff over trying to get into the ice cube. There is a little booth. It's one of those booths where you stand inside and air comes up from the bottom and they put paper on the bottom and you try to grab as much paper as you can. And you get pins when you get out.
See, that was not running during my event. I did not see that.
Oh, that
disappointed.
Was fun. I have a couple pins now. And then once you're done in that building, you walk across the plaza in front of the cauldron, get a nice view of the cauldron, then you go over to the bar side. And I did have the Russian salad a couple times, but they were more plying me with another little bite in the list of past appetizers, where it was the one with the cured meat on top.
Oh, yes.
Which I enjoyed very much.
See, I loved the little Russian salad piece.
It was better than the Russian salad we had the other day.
Because their Russian salad didn't have tuna.
That is correct.
It was just the salad portion of Russian salad.
I will say about the Clubhouse, I think it would get full pretty quickly because it was starting to fill up and I'm one person at a 4 top. I don't really want to be that person taking up an entire table. And, but what I liked about it is that it felt comfortable. And they had a little terrace outside, not terrace, patio seating, which I saw late in the game. They had a store in there, but there wasn't much in the store that was unique or special. And they had tucked away in one room, they had a shuffleboard table, which would have been a lot of fun. Yeah. I did have the frozen limoncello spritz.
Oh, that sounds lovely.
And I had something, I think I had a regular Aperol spritz as well. And yeah, like I said, it just felt really comfortable. So it's one of those places where when you're in a foreign country and you just get really I'm done with the foreign stuff for a moment, I need to be I need to just relax and decompress in something I know. And this was kind of that space.
And, I would say Casa Airbnb is also in that category, that it feels very, I don't want to say it feels very American, but it feels very familiar and comfortable. And you don't have to think about how things work. You know how things work.
Yeah. So it was very nice. The only thing I would say to our good friends at On Location is that they had the feed up and you could watch, but when stuff was over, it must have been they had live feed And what they need is live feed and replays, because once the feed was done for that moment and you're waiting for the next competition to begin, it's nonstop, kind of like, here's the pictograms. Here's here's something else that's not interesting or kind of an ad thing. If they had replays, it would be awesome. And it doesn't even matter what day it is, because nobody knows what day it is anymore. You could just replay stuff all the time.
You could replay things from day 7 and people would be excited because they just would not know the difference.
That is correct. So good time wandering around and getting hospitable. But it is interesting to see the different types of houses and what you can and cannot do. But we've got results coming up. But first, we would like to take a moment to thank everybody who's donated to our fundraiser to get us here to Milano Cortina to share with you what it is like to be here at the Games. If you have just found us, we're doing 32 daily episodes from Italy over the course of both the Olympics and Paralympics. It's expensive to produce. We had a whole bunch of listeners chip in and get us here, which we're beyond grateful for. But we're one of the few podcasts to publish episodes about the Olympics and Paralympics year-round, so we need some help keeping our flame alive. You can, if you appreciate the coverage we're bringing to you, go to flamealivepod.com/support, and you can see all the options that are available there. We got some results.
We do. We start with Alpine, which was some pretty exciting results,
It
I
was
must
exciting,
say.
yeah, because I got to see some of this.
Yeah, so this was women's slalom, and gold went to American Mikaela Shiffren. Silver went to Camille Rast from Switzerland, and bronze went to Anna Sven Larsson from Sweden. So this is Mikaela's third gold medal. And we're all very relieved because the press is always on her back after what happened at Beijing.
Mm-hmm. Well, one of the press releases I saw was like, it's our first Olympic gold medal in 8 years. Yeah, I know. I don't love that. I mean, Beijing was hard.
You know, this is the most successful woman ever, successful skier ever on the World Cup circuit. And we just keep knocking what happened at Beijing. Calm down, people.
I know. Although I read something in the Wall Street Journal, a little kind of opinion column, and said, you know, if she was great all the time, she wouldn't be as interesting, because she's had this kind of fall and rise again that helps us relate to her and root for her. But I mean, she seems like a lovely person.
And she's certainly probably, certainly in the mix for greatest of all time.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Did you see what happened to Lena Dürr from Germany?
I did not. I did not get to catch up on.
Okay, she was second going into the second run. She straddled the first gate.
Oh.
And it was just crushing to see that instantly your Olympics are over.
As is Alpine.
So, when I was looking through the random quotes that that the Olympic Information Service gets for us, they had talked to Paula Moltzan from the U.S., who was talking about the negative publicity surrounding Shiffren. And she said, you know, you don't have the perfect run, and we get ripped apart by the people that sit on the couch, and that sucks. And I take that to heart, because we are the people on the couch, you, me, listeners. And I'm trying really hard to not say, hey, you should don't want to put those expectations on people. Now that we've done this show and we've talked to so many people, and we know how hard it is, much harder than you realize when you're just on the couch. And don't listen to a podcast that tells you what's going on in the background. But
it's very easy to be very judgmental. And I myself am certainly very judgmental about a lot of things. Try hard not to be judgmental about the athlete's performance.
Yeah.
You know, but if they say stupid things and cheat on their girlfriends, then I'm going to judge them.
Oh, Sturla Holmlagrid, what have you done? Oh, now that means that alpine skiing is over for this Olympic Games. And it's kind of wild. There are many sports that are already over. And you really start feeling that we're getting towards the end.
But skimo is yet to begin.
I know. A biathlon, we had the women's 4x6 kilometer relay today. France won gold. They have won all of the relay gold medals for this Olympics. Silver went to Sweden and bronze went to Norway. And Deidre Irwin was on our team USA, finished 18th.
Sweden has been quite successful as well.
I don't want to say surprisingly so, because usually they're very strong, but they've been kind of pushed to the side almost by France and Norway. And we've had a couple of medals. And I think if I read correctly, Hanna Oberg really, really crushed it on her leg of the race.
There's a shocker.
Which is, well, it's good to hear because she's had some ups and downs.
Yeah.
And when she was bursting onto the scene in Pyeongchang, she was a surprise gold medalist. And, I don't want to say hasn't done much since, but like the results just haven't been the same as that first wow.
Right.
But it's just, biathlon's a tough sport.
It's different every day, as we've heard.
That's right. Moving over to curling, we had women's round robin. So I saw a little bit of the Denmark-China game, which Denmark was up 6-1 after 3 ends, and then China had 5 unanswered points over the next 4 ends. So then it was back and forth, and Denmark got the hammer in the final end, and that was it. They made it work and beat China 8-7. So that was a fun game to watch. Great Britain beat USA 8-7. Korea beat Sweden 8-3. Sweden beat Denmark 6-4. Canada beat Italy 8-7, and China beat Sweden 9-4. So right now the women's standings are: Sweden is 7-2, Switzerland is 6-2. They have both qualified to move on to the knockout rounds. Canada, Korea, and the U.S. are all 5-3. Great Britain is 4-4. Denmark is 4-5. China is 2-6. Italy is also 2-6, and apparently Stefania had a viral scream tonight.
We'll have to look that up.
Yeah, I tried to look it up in the curling in the hockey venue. I couldn't hear anything over the loudspeakers. And then Japan is 1-7. So it's kind of safe to say that those last 3 teams are not moving on at all. But we got
a whole middle group there that, depending on how tomorrow goes,
right,
will make the difference.
And I do appreciate Stefania Constantini saying how she likes to fuel up for a day's worth of curling, cold pizza for breakfast.
I'm with you, Stefania. I don't see the problem there.
In the men's round robin, Canada beat Italy 8-3, Czechia beat China 10-5, Switzerland beat Norway 10-4, and Great Britain beat US 9-2. These are huge spreads.
These are crazy scores. In the women's matches, most of them are 1 point, 2 points. And then you get to the men's and it's, 9-2. And what is going on?
Wild. The men's standings, Switzerland still undefeated at 8-0. Canada is 7-1. Those 2 teams have qualified for the knockout rounds. Great Britain is 5-4. Italy, Norway are 4-4. US is 4-5. Germany is 3-5. And China, Czechia, and Sweden are 2-6. So I'm glad that every team has won a game.
Yeah, because that's always disappointing when you go winless at this point.
Moving over to cross country, we had the team sprints today. For the women, gold went to Sweden, silver went to Switzerland, and bronze went to Germany.
Talk about the most important thing that happened in this race.
Well, Jessie Diggins and our Chukflastani Julia Kern finished 5th.
Okay, that's great.
The funny thing was that during the qualification rounds, a local dog broke out of his doghouse and he got onto the course and ran around.
Finished 3rd.
He did not finish 3rd. He finished further down than that. So the dog is 2-year-old Nazgul, a Czechoslovakian wolf dog. And he didn't like the owners leaving him that day, so he got out and said, "I'm finding you," because I think they're there at the venue. And it crossed the finish line with Constantina Lampidou from Greece, and suddenly she said, "Oh, I'm getting asked for interviews now because of the dog."
What was it like finishing with the dog?
Right.
But yes, if you have not seen this viral video, you have to watch it because it is echoes of that other viral video where the dog was on the Alpine course and they had to hold the race until they could catch the dog. This dog just ran down that last stretch, crossed the finish line, and then was out of the way. So it didn't disrupt the race, but it's a great video, and everybody got a big kick out of Nazgul just making a little appearance there. But I love the reasoning behind Nazgul's appearance, that she did not like being left behind.
I think if I remember correctly, it's around the 24-minute mark, 24 or 28-minute mark in that qualification round. For the men's team sprint, Gold went to Norway, surprise, because Johannes Klaebo is on that team, won another gold medal. I think he's up to 10 total.
He's up to 427. Okay.
Silver, though, went to Ben Ogden and our Gus Schumacher. Bronze went to Italy. So Klaebo has 5 golds in 5 events.
As you will when you're Johannes Klaebo.
He is a machine.
He really is. But you know who got silver?
Gus Schumacher.
Shukflastan.
In freestyle, we had women's aerials. They were able to get that competition off thanks to the snow. And I was reading a little bit about the other part of the problems with the snow are they need helicopters to have visibility in case they need to take a competitor off the course.
And if you've got helicopters that can't fly in the snow.
Yeah, or they can't see in the snow, so you don't want them flying. But we did get women's aerials done today. Gold went to China's Zhu Mingtao, who is a repeat gold, the first person ever to do that in aerials. She is 35 years old and a 5-time Olympian.
I mean, that's the crazy part, that she's 35 and has already done this 5 times. I mean, she was...
Aerials is no joke on landing and stuff.
Yeah, that she's held up that long in this sport is pretty... in any sport is pretty impressive, but in this especially.
And then silver went to Danielle Scott from Australia, who is in Olympics number 4 and finally got a medal.
And yet another medal for Australia. They're having quite a games.
And then bronze went to Xiao Qi from China. And China is showing up today.
Clearly.
That was an interesting thing. I think they show up again in a different competition as well. The men's aerials has been postponed until February 20th. So 2 days from now. Ice hockey, we had the men's quarterfinals.
Yeah.
Man, this was something. So Slovakia beat Germany 6-2, which was not anywhere near the score when I left Slovak house. Finland beat Switzerland 3-2. They're at row. They are playing some games at row.
Yes. So there's a handful of the men's games, like 3 that are happening over at row, but still.
And then Canada beat, and Finland's game was in overtime. And then Canada beat Czechia 4-3 in overtime. And the U.S. beat Sweden 2-1 in overtime. This was just a wild, wild night.
That's a lot of overtime.
It is. Well, and I didn't know the overtime rules that are different. Because overtime is a 10-minute period, sudden death. So whoever scores first wins. 3-on-3 plus a goalie.
Yes.
So,
which is very stressful.
It is. I walked into the Canada-Czechia game in the 3rd period, and I did not realize that Sidney Crosby exited. He had an injury today, and he got injured in the 2nd period, was ruled out of the game, but they looked sloppy. Everything looked sloppy. And I don't think that's all, like Sidney Crosby not being on the ice would have changed that.
Remember what I said about putting Sidney Crosby in bubble wrap? Clearly that was needed.
So when he comes off the ice, he wraps up in bubble wrap, and then when he comes back on for his line,
on the ice he needs to be bubble wrapped, because let me tell you, he could probably still score twice as many goals as most anybody else.
So Canada, I believe, was down when I got there, and Czechia was winning. And I thought, what happens if Czechia wins? This would be
Huge.
unreal, and probable. It could happen. So Canada scored pretty close to the end to tie it up, and then in the sudden death they won pretty quickly, which was exciting. And then the U.S. versus Sweden happened, and the Olympic Information Service or something on the Olympic side said this wasn't the beginning started off really rough and they were kind of sloppy or whatever. The passing was so much better for both teams. And I think whoever wrote this article thought, oh, each team only has 10 shots on goal. That's not what we expected from all NHL teams, except for the fact that they're all NHL, so their defense is going to be good too.
Right.
So it was really, really fun to watch. U.S. scored fairly quickly. Sweden could not get on the board until less than 2 minutes left in the game.
Insanity.
It was. And the Swedish fans were so excited. So we had to go to overtime.
Which is always the best.
Right. And it ended pretty quickly. I will say that. Not instantly, but U.S. got the goal.
So we'll have the semifinals on Friday, and that's going to be Canada, Finland, and U.S. Slovakia.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's going to be good. They finally got Tina dancing to jump around.
As they should have had this whole time. Who did not think of that?
I don't know whoever was in charge of the whole in-venue stuff, because it is just not clicking, because the karaoke song was Imagine.
Oh, that's terrible.
Why would you have Imagine as your karaoke song?
That's so depressing.
It was a chippy game.
Oh, of course it was.
Oh my gosh, they were really at each other. I did not realize that Victor Hedman, who is Sweden's alternate captain and one of their top defensemen, was dressed for the game, but he had an injury in warm-up, so he did not play at all. So very sad to see the goalie just be like, oh, I can't believe this is it. And the U.S. had not beat Sweden at all in 8 previous meetings with them, dating back to 1960.
Wow. That's impressive.
Also shows how the brackets go for a lot.
They don't often face Sweden,
Right.
apparently.
But we're setting up for some good matches for the hockey finals. Short track speed skating happened tonight. Men's 500. Stephen Dubois from Canada won gold. He also has a silver medal at these games. And then silver and bronze went to the Van Toot brothers. Mela got from Netherlands. Mela got the silver and Jens got the bronze. I did watch this on the feed. That drone cannot keep up with these skaters.
Well, I don't know if the drone knows what it wants to do in the short track, because it is such a small surface. It makes more sense to use the drone in the larger areas where the regular camera angles don't work well or you have missing spots. Whereas short track, you really don't have any missing spots. So I don't know if the drone is unclear on its purpose, other than I'm a drone and I'm here and I like to buzz.
Right, and I can see
get
different camera angle or trying to get POV or something, but
you can't get that close.
Yet. That one is not working yet.
Yes, but the sliders, that's a great
drone. The sliding
drone.
and the skiing, there's a lot of really great drone usage.
Yeah.
Then we had the 3,000 meter relay for the women. Gold went to Korea, silver to Italy, bronze to Canada. Italy was in the lead with 3 laps to go. And then Korea got a good final push, and they drafted for just long enough and did this great move and took the lead, and that was it, with not that much time left. But Italy did get a silver, which means Ariana Fontana now has 14 medals in her Olympic career. She is tied for second of all time behind Mart Bjorgen, and she's tied with Ole Einar Bjorndalen.
Which is no joke. I mean,
Right.
this is the echelons of history
Right.
that she's hanging out with.
Which it is incredible when somebody has that kind of longevity. And we do say this a lot, that we get kind of enraptured with the number of medals that people have, but there's so many sports where they don't have the opportunity to get more than one.
Right.
So take it with a grain of salt, but having a sustained performance for that many events.
Right. It's not that she's won 6-in-1 games. She's done this since 2006,
That's so amazing.
which is ridiculous.
Team Keep the Flame Alive, Corinne Stoddard was in the B final. That team got a penalty, and that was it. It's what a way to just.
Yeah.
Poor Corinne has had a really tough game.
I mean, Team USA short track has had a tough game.
Yes.
Penalties, falls, just not together for whatever reason on the track this time. And that happens. I mean, for whatever reason, they're having a rough tournament.
Yeah, so hopefully you can regroup and learn and grow stronger. Over in snowboard, we have the men's slope style. Gold went to China's Su Yiming. Happy 22nd birthday. Here's a gold medal for you.
Nice. I don't need no stinking cake. I will take the medal.
This was China's first gold of the games, and he earned it on the first run, which is pretty amazing. Silver went to Taiga Hasegawa from Japan, and bronze went to Jake Cantor from the U.S. The women's slopestyle also ran today because it was rescheduled from yesterday due to snow. Gold went to Mari Fukada from Japan. Silver went to Zoe Sadowski-Sinnott, who was the defending champion. And bronze went to Kokomo Murasi from Japan, who had won the big air and was bummed about getting bronze because her goal was 2 golds.
Where was Zoe Sadowski-Sinnott from?
New Zealand.
Go Silver Ferns.
There you go. And that is the day's competition.
That's been quite a day.
It has been quite a day.
So we've got 3 days left. Yes, 4 days. Wait, what day is today?
I have no idea because the clock is going to say one day and my brain is still on the other day.
So we have Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yes.
Okay, so we have 4 days of competition left.
Wow. And who's going to be competing for Shuklastan?
So tomorrow, Amber Glenn will be in the women's free skate. And hopefully I will be there.
Go Amber.
Let's take it on, man. Let's
Right.
take it on.
And we have some shout outs that we'd like to say.
Yes, to Lisa Brown from Eastchester, New York.
And by Lisa Brown, you mean?
My sister.
So thank you, Lisa. And that's kind of like Lisa Brown Miller from the USA, who played ice hockey in 1998 and won gold when the women debuted in the Olympics, which is pretty cool.
And our second shout out is for Sandy DeWald from Nashville, Tennessee.
Sandy, a long-time listener. Sandy's been around for a
She
long time.
has.
So thank you for sticking with us, Sandy. And there are no Sandy DeWalds necessarily, but there is a Sandy Chick who is from Zimbabwe and was on that hockey team that went to Moscow in 1980 and was they got in because the boycott happened and all these boycotted teams were not in the hockey tournament. So Zimbabwe got in there and then they won gold. What a story.
I love that story.
And that's going to do it for this episode. If you want even more of the most fun coverage of the games, hit us up. We are at flamealivepod.com. That is your source for our socials and newsletter and direct ways to contact with us. And be sure to tune in tomorrow for what we forgot to tell you about today. And there's probably something because I'm exhausted.
I just thought of something.
Oh, good. So we got something for that list. Tune in to find out. Grazie mille por l'ascolto.
And until next time, ciao and keep the flame alive.